Okay, introducing someone new to the hobby to a board game is always stressful because if they don't like that particular game, if it's too heavy for them, then they might not even put their foot back into gaming. So it's very hard, very stressful, but Gateway Island says that that's going to help that. It's going to help you find the right game for everyone. Do they? Let's find out. Okay, so Gateway Island was one that I circled at Gen Con because I'm like, I want to try this because the idea, the premise behind it is brilliant, is the fact that it has a bunch of little mini games that you can play with someone, and that way you can see what kind of games they like. And all of these games are very bite-sized portions, so they're mostly shorter games and easier to jump into. So then you can take that and then say, oh, okay, you like that? Well, let's try X and jump into that. So before we go into deeply, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what's in the box and how a couple of them are played because it's going to be a bit of a unique overview. Okay, here is Gateway Island now. This is going to be a bit of a different overview because I'm pretty much going to show you the components and I can't show you all of the games in this because what this is pretty much this is really just a big book of mini games, and the idea behind it we'll go into in the review, but it's kind of to find out what kind of gaming you like. But there are so many games in here I couldn't possibly show you how to play all of them. I will pick one or two and show you after this, but first I'm going to show you the components, obviously the box here, and the rules. These are the rules for every single game. Like you've got Race on the River right here, which shows right here. This is Race Auction, Simultaneous Action Selection, players 2 to 6. And it shows what components, a setup. Then it also has your difficulty as far as how hard it is to play and how difficult is it to win and actually to play the game. But then also you've got player count. This right here is more of a party game. You've got 2 to infinity. You've got some that are strictly 2-player games. Some that are like this one, 3 to 6. The Kentucky Derby. See what they did there. And what's also in here is say you like this set in stone right here. It's a party game, memory, player elimination. At the end of all of this, when it goes through everything, how to set it up, how to win, end of game, then it tells you if you enjoyed this game, which other games that you may enjoy. For instance, this one is Wandering Towers and Picture Perfect. Then we go over here, and if you liked, let's see what this one's called, Shalocker right here, then you may like For Sale and Red Dragon Inn. So all of these are different recommendations. Now another thing is Emotep right here, the 3 pyramids. If you like that, you like Emotep. You've got a nice game index on the back that tells you the different type of games if you're looking for a certain kind of game. You've also got player count right here. If you're looking for, if you have this in your book bag or whatever and you have a number of players, you look for there. Different complexity and the strategic depth right here. So also goes into a bit of suggested games where to find those. Now, component-wise, here pretty much you're going to get a lot of cubes. And you get a lot of different cubes in here. And you get your dice. And then you're also going to get this supplement here, right here. That's going to go a bit more into glossary of the component types and things and tells you really game mechanisms because this is, again, for gateway players, so they may not know what things like area control and deduction, things like that are. But then you also have the player boards. This is another thing that adds a lot of variety to the game. So all of these are going to be depending on which game you play. A lot of these are going to go ahead and be used or not used. And then you've got the scoring track right here. Okay, to show you quickly maybe a couple of games that are in here, like for instance, this is Race on the River, which is the first one. Plays 2 to 6 players. It says type, race, auctions, simultaneous action selection. All right, and this is one of the more simple ones here. All right, so pretty much this is a race, like it says here, Race on the River. Everyone's going to have a different player color. This is set up for 6 players here, and the die is rolled. All right, so right now, 2. 2 is the number of spaces you could move your jockey, which are these cubes, around the racetrack. The goal is to be the first to cross the finish line or to be the furthest when the game ends. So what it's going to do is the player that wins this bid can bid 2. Everyone's going to have these hidden. You have all of these actually hidden in your hand. And then underneath the table, you're going to go ahead and put a certain amount into one hand. So if you're underneath here, whatever, the red player can put 3, put the remainder in the other hand to hide them underneath there. You hold it out and then you show. And whoever has the most cubes in their hand then gets to use this amount. Like say this was 4, all right? Then the red would then move theirs 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Everyone else that bid at least 1 gets to move theirs 1, all right? So if everybody else bid 2 or 3, there we go, and they move theirs. And all the ones that have been bidded are then discarded, all right? And the discarded ones are kept out here in full view. So those are stamina that's been used. So as you bid, you're going to lose more and more cubes, so you have less to bid on the numbers that come up later. So then you roll the die again. Now, if a 1 is ever rolled, you get to take back one of your spent stamina cubes back into your hand, so you have more cubes to roll. And everybody gets to do that as well. Then it will be rolled again. Everybody will bid like 6. People are going to bid a lot of cubes. The problem is, if you lose, if you come in second, you just move 1, but you have wasted all that stamina. And you keep going until someone finishes and crosses the finish line. And that's how you play Race on the River. Okay, we are set up for now, game number 11 here, Feaster Island. This is teaching like pretty set collection and majority here. 2 to 4 players, fairly simple, but it does have a lot of strategy in here. All right, so quickly, here's how to play this game. Again, this is a quicker game as well. Everyone's going to get a player color. You're going to see here you've got the player kind of track, and everybody's at 0 points. Right now we have 4 players, green, yellow, and white, and red. And then all of these columns right here. This is about making dishes pretty much. So first player is going to go ahead and roll. First you roll the die, you get 3. That means I'm going to place 3 cubes onto different columns here. So here we go. So you do 3 things on your turn. Number 1, you're going to roll the die. Number 2, pull that number of cubes. There we go. We got 2 white right here. We'll place a white, and you can place them anywhere, any different column you want to. Place the red over here. Spread the love a bit. I'm going to place this one right over here. All right. Now, then I'm going to be able to collect one of these columns I see. So I do like this one, so I'm going to grab white. All right. And you're going to notice at the top here, let's go to what's happening. You're going to, at the end, you are going to count the amount of cubes that you have. Whoever has the most white cubes gets 10 points. Whoever has the least gets negative 10 points. Same with black, yellow, so blue are worth plus 5 points, but if you have the least, it's only negative 5 points. So these right here are going to be how many points you get at the end of the game. So you're going to do that. The next person is going to roll the die again. Here we go. And you've got 4. So reach in here and you're going to grab 4 cubes out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, lots of green. And place this one here. We're going to go here for this person and over here. And then this person is going to go ahead and grab this column right here and put it there. Okay, so you're going to keep going around until you can no longer pull enough cubes out to match the value on the die. And then you're going to go ahead, everybody's going to be able to grab one more column, and then you're going to add up and do all this with, again, like I said, the most white is going to get 10, the least white is going to get negative 10. And ties, either way, that person is going to get 0. And whoever has the most points wins. Okay, so again, like I said, it's a very odd overview. I really initially was just going to show you what's in the box, but I wanted to show you a couple of games. And those are very simple. Those are more of the simpler games that are in there. They do get a bit more complex. Looking through this, there's like one that's called The Great Battle. It's a combat and war game type thing. And then there's the 3 pyramids. That's resource management and kind of area majority. So that one's actually one of our favorite games. So this whole thing is an interesting idea for a game. Now, big thing is the games can be swingy. And because we played a lot of these games, the games can be swingy. But the fact that they're more intro games and they're so short, it's really okay. I am not sure, one thing I will tell you, I'm not sure how well the recommendations fit on the games that they have. Occasionally I'll be playing a game, I'm like, okay, I don't really see this in there. Like some of them, the race one kind of says, you like this, you like downforce. You know, and then the pyramid one, of course, you go from there to Emotep. So some of them work, some of them maybe not, but I think they might have the same type of like feel to it, the same type of theme. So it does kind of give you an idea of what they like. So the very quick games, they're really good to have fun at the end of the night. Here's where this shines for me. And it's funny how this has like been a journey for me. Like, okay, Okay, well, I use this to introduce new gamers to the hobby, which is something I love to do. I usually do through game nights, party nights, whatever like that. I don't know. But what I do know is that I've played this with a lot of gamers. I've taken this to several game nights where heavy gamers are there. And before someone shows up, I bring this out. Because then we will all sit there and be like, all right, well, we've tried this one, let's try this one. And we've played 2 or 3 or 4 different games in a row, and you kind of end up playing those in chunks, and you kind of then get to play a different experience. That is one thing I do like about this game, I think, or this, it's hard to call it a game because it's mini games. This box, I guess, because it is so many games. It's this smaller box. It's easy to just slide in your bag and take somewhere, and you're really taking 20 games with you. And some of them, if you're on vacation, some of them are 2 players, some of them 3, 4 players, some of them are more party style games. There's not really anything else that you can grab that kind of has that type of impact, which is impressive. It reminds me of Looney Labs did an arcade type thing a while back that's a little bit similar, like a lot of different games, but I do like this one better. I think it looks good. I think the artwork on this is really cute. The components are perfect for what they are. It all packs in there. And it's pretty easy to set up each of these games. And the way they describe things in there, it's very straightforward. You can look and you were like, okay, you set it up, and then you're playing within a couple of minutes. Also, I love the index in the back. If you're looking for a certain style of game, if someone likes player elimination, which, why would you like player elimination? That's actually listed on there too. So it's really good. It's a great index. Like I said, I could see Game Group playing this 2 or 3 times in a row. So not only to teach new games, I think this is a good one for gamers. I'm actually coming in at a 7 for this because I'm always looking for something. I'm on the road a lot. I'm looking for something to take with me that packs small and plays big. And this one is one that you see it and there's no point where it's like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this because it's got 20 games to choose from. So this is one I would definitely check out if you're looking for it, if you're looking for something like this. And it's great to have sitting on your shelf for a lot of those fillers, beginning of the night, end of the night, when you have already done a heavy game or you're about to jump into one. This is great. I definitely recommend checking this out. It's Gateway Island by Ryder Games. I'm Joy Evans, and I'll see you later on the channel.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.